G'day everyone, and welcome to my account progression update for June. I don't think I made it prevalent that I am from Australia since I don't really hear the strongest accent coming out of my videos surprisingly, but I am from the future and 18 hours in fact from reset, so I do see all. So in today's video I'll be going over two big units that I acquired in June, being RMG and a Mai. Now you might be wondering why I rushed my backup stick and got a Mai really quickly, where I should be at around tier 100 right now. This is because I got donated a generous amount from Cryon for reviewing his account, so I used the money to purchase the double top-up funds, so that I have spare funds whenever I need to spend them or not. So big shout out to Cryon if you haven't subscribed to his channel already, and check out all of his streaming services. In all honesty, I shouldn't have rushed this backup stick since now I can't invest too much speed onto him since I've spent many of my Star Ascension cards onto RMG, so I kinda regret rushing for him, but another reason why I rushed for him was to help me for Life Clash since I'm aiming to get the Life Clash border before the end of the month. Anyways, I'll go through all of that later, so let me show you my current progress with my account for the moment. So currently my RMG is at 3 million BP, which is the highest I've ever gotten. I've just broken the 3 million mark right behind Watchdogman, who's a whole 600k behind. The reason why I did get her as powerful as possible, just for the leaderboard, and also I am more focused on PvE, so I want to make her my strongest and top priority unit. So currently her stats, her attack is 500k, which so far is alright at the moment. Her crit's just above 50%, but I really want her to try to get 60%. So currently with all my buff gears, I've got a good villain gear where I have 2 attack bonuses and 1 speed bonus. That's really good enough, because for like a lot of free to play players, as long as you get 3 good stats, then you should keep the gear, because resetting these gears are bloody hefty and expensive. However, this is the first time I did get those 3 stats, so I'm actually kind of lucky, but I don't want to spend any of my luck since I've spent so much on trying to get 2 crits and I haven't been successful. I do have 2 Esper buff gears with 1 crit rate, but I've like reset them like 4 or 5 times each, so I keep spending like 300 gems for every reset and I still haven't gotten a second crit, which is really shit. Because I really want her to get at least 60% crit, so then I don't have to worry about crit as much anymore, and then I can just focus on pure attack stats for my gears. Since if you haven't seen Gamma's video already about RMG, surprisingly she doesn't really need crit damage or too much crit, because getting her all the way up to like a million attack is way more beneficial than having a high crit chance. Which is true in a sense, because realistically, you don't want 100% crit. At most, maybe 80% crit is like the highest you get for any character. Because it's basically a 4 in 5 chance. The 20% chance of not getting a crit is pretty low, like for a lot of instances where you need her to crit. Because realistically, you're just going to use her for PvE. So in PvP, you might want a crit to go a bit higher, but in PvE, 80% is like totally fine. So my plan is to get her attack fully up. With this speed, I just have her like this for now, I guess, for PvP in my speed order, but realistically, you shouldn't really be putting speed in any of your gears. Like, I have 1 speed gear on the people in my main lineups, which I should probably revoke in the end, especially since I got a Mai now, but I'll worry about this later when I actually focus on getting better stats for my RMG and gears. And also, she is currently 4-star awakened and she only has 4 stars limit break. I'm trying to get her to 5 stars as soon as possible, but I don't have any Omni Shards because I don't spend too much money on this game, so this is going to be a very long investment. I think I should be another month or so if I get roughly around 2 shards every day from extreme training. So I think it will take me a whole month, so by August I should be able to get her to 5 stars, since then I'll be able to unlock her awakening. But that's my plan for who I use in extreme training, because then after that, in August, well, I won't even get ATT or bomb during the debuts, unfortunately, so that's really shit. But I think maybe afterwards I might try to work on getting my Watchdog Man to potentially 5 stars, but I don't think I'll have enough time to fully 5-star him, because then by the time like Bomb or ATT comes out again, then I might have to spend the extreme training on them instead of Watchdog Man. But I don't know, I guess I'll see in the future what the hell I plan to do. And also, she is a leader, and her skills are fully maxed out to level 100, since that's the highest I can go for state 18. I can go to state 19, but I can't be bothered. I just want to share all these resources. And then everything else, so I did unlock all of her sigils in the end in order to boost her BP up, so that's why she's at 3 million BP now. I do plan to get another Bastion sigil, so then she can reduce crit even more, but I don't have any anymore since I put them all into a level 6 sigil, so I will have to wait until I get like a level 4 or 5 Bastion sigil. But then other than that, I think she'll be pretty much complete, because she's got 3 level 5 attacks. I'm not combining it to a level 6, because then I'll be in the same situation like with my Bastion, and then I'll have to have less of these sword sigils, so I'm just gonna wait for now until I get a bit more sword sigils, then I'll combine these ones to get level 6. And if you haven't seen so already, I do have a keepsake, which is 3 stars, and her exclusive badge is 5 stars, which I think that's a bit of an over-investment. I don't really need that much HP. I mean, she has 2 million, but like pretty overkill. I think even 4-starring her will get her to like 190 or 185. So I might revert that later on to put more of my Star Essential cards into a Mai, since I do need speed for PvP. Even though I don't know why I'm focusing on PvP, but I will go through later on in Arena especially that I'm quite surprised about my Arena progress for some reason, but I'll go through that later. So I'll also go through Watchdog Man, since he's one of my main units that I also use all my Star Essential cards into. So he's currently also 4-star awakened, and he has 3 million HP on him. And his skills are basically the same as RMG, they're not maxed out to 100, but that's my plan of getting him next. His limit broken to 4 stars, I think that's the plan for now, until I finish off RMG, then I'll start pushing Watchdog Man to get his 5 stars. And his character tree, well, I reverted all the Star Ascension cards that I put on here, just to put them all into RMG to get her attack as high as possible. Oh, that's what I forgot to go over. I did get this stat over here all the way to 10, so now that she does extra damage to boss enemies, so like Club Boss Boros, so now she'll do the maximum amount of damage she can do to Boros, which is good because I do like to focus on my club bosses a lot, so it shows my progression, how far I am into PvE. With my PvE, or I know I released a video about my club boss damage where it was 385 million, now I've reached 460 million. Not even like a week or two after. So I did plan to release a video straight away, but like that's gonna be pretty unoriginal and I want to kind of space it out a bit. So I think I might release a video once I hit 500 damage per attack consistently then. So I'll just leave that out for now, but I will go over 3 different lineups that I've tested against Club Boss Boros and they've all worked out. They all do have Giri, so if you're free to play, unfortunately they won't be the best for you since you can't really apply this lineup, but you can still apply other units such as Child Emperor, which is actually pretty good if you don't have G4. So I'll go through all of that later on in the video. And then with everything else, he's also got 5-star badges. That I'll probably keep on 5 stars since I do like his health to go pretty high to do more damage on his ult. And then all his gears, these are okay. Might be mad that I do have 2 stars on his speed. This is all for their speed order to work efficiently. Since I do have a Mai, I need to change everyone's speed order so I can get more Star Ascension cards off certain gears, but I'll worry all about that later. So by the July update, you should see that I've properly invested my Star Ascension cards. And then all these buff gears, I don't really touch anyone else's buff gears other than RMGs. So all of these are pretty mediocre and I don't really plan to invest further into them. Here's an update on Gara if you're curious about Gara, since he is still one of my main units that I use, and I do plan to use him for quite a while until either I get ATT or Bomb, so that's when I'll probably sub him out, which is unfortunate because he was my first SSR character and I bought his skin because of that, just to celebrate that commemoration of remembering that he was my first SSR. But he's still a good character to use for, especially his internal injury. I like to use him first and then use RMG so that she can deal damage over his internal injury. So he's actually really good still for a lot of PvP lineups. And then if you just want to see all of these badges, these all have not changed at all. I do have 3 stars on this, which is stupid because I don't really need that much speed, so I will revert that. And then all these gears I haven't touched anymore. I did touch at the very start of this feature because Garo was my strongest unit at the time, but I will revert these later on. And I'll also go through Boros real quick since I do use him for Club Boss Boros. So that was his attack, and I don't plan to 5-star lemma break him or anything. He does have piercing sigils just to help out if Boros does block any of my attacks. And all of these are all the same. That's just a weird ass set. I don't really have a lot of gears that have attack bonuses and attack. So I need to start doing more of the, I think, unnatural disasters they were called, since I only focus on the Nightmare Conquerors challenge and the talent trials for the backup stick challenges every week. But since I will get level 200 or tier 200 by in a couple of weeks time, I should probably focus all my vitality onto unnatural disasters now to get as many orange gears as I can. And then all these buff gears I don't really touch, except for this one. I just keep re-rolling my crits back and forth until I get a second crit stat, that I'm never touching any of the Esper gears again. No matter if I had all like 3 defense, which will be really shit, but it is what it is. Other than that, all these characters aren't really important. Trozy is just used as one of my Esper filler slots in my main lineup and PvP lineup. He'll be very useful once ATT comes out, which should be coming out in July, but I can't pull her till later in September. I think she comes out, her rerun, so I don't know what I'm going to do with my third Esper slot. I think I still have to use Chose. And then Kabuto, he's been replaced now for a Mai as my tank and support unit. Giro, I have to use him for the core. I haven't changed his gear. I know I said I was going to have an all attack set, but I don't have any good gears, so I'm just going to leave him on HP for now. Zombie Man I just use for a lot of PvE battles and Club Boss Boros in particular. And these are his stats if you're curious. And now I am trying to work on a Mai just to get his speed stats, since the next character I am going to get should be Bomb, which will be in September, so I still have a long way to go until I pull for another character, so I can work on a Mai. Actually, I would probably want him to 4 stars as soon as RMG is finished. I might do a Mai first in Extreme Training, then focus on Watchdog Man, so that's probably a good idea. And I will awaken him further, but I need to get all the materials I need to get again. And then these talent tree, I have not worked on him at all because I focused all on RMG to get her boss stat to 10 out of 10, so she deals more damage against boss units. So now I should focus on a Mai. This is currently his badges. I might want to get him to 4 stars because he is pretty like squishy. He's not really high on the HP side of things, so I might have to revert like my RMG badge by 1 and try to put it onto a Mai. I use a full monk set at the moment. I do have a lot of freaking monk chest pieces, which is really annoying. And I don't really have anything to do with like speed on them, which is unfortunate, but this is the fastest I can get, because if I use like 2 orange speed gears, I still have a bit less than if I have a full set of monks, so this is why I'm using a monk set at the moment. And I'm focusing on HP rather than attack, so that his shields are more tankier than his healing. But you can go for like a mix setup like what Cryon used when I reviewed his account, so it's really up to you. But the reason why I went consistent with one route is so all these buff gears can apply to his HP gears. So I am trying to work currently on trying to get speed bonuses on my hero buff gears, which so far I have been unlucky in, and I'm going to have to keep resetting all these locks over and over again, which is stupid. Actually, you know what? Let's do one now. Why not? Yep. This is why I hate this game. I have no luck at all. I haven't pulled any SSR character yet in under 100 tickets, which the people in my comments section I always see, they get so lucky, and I want that luck, man. I make videos for fuck's sake. I try to not slew you, but I do slew you mutant every now and then because you guys are terrible. But I got unlucky, fuck me. God damn it, now it's more gems. I think I've overspent my gems. I don't even know if I'll have like 8,000 by the end of or start of the next month to get the black tickets, because I've spent a shit ton of all my gems on buff gears. This is where all my gems go into. They go into buff gears when I have spares. I don't really use them for anything else like the claw machine, because the claw machine is such a scam if you're trying to pull for certain keepsakes in particular. Okay, so that's basically all of my characters' progression at the moment. I do want to go over the leaderboard because recently we have had a server merge, and we've had a server merge with 48 and 49, so now it goes from 48 to 51. So I used to be at the end before the server merge, but after the video that came out in May, I was in the top 10, I'm pretty sure, but now I've been revoked all the way back to 19th again, which is goddamn. It's demoralizing, but it's okay because all these people probably spend a shit ton of more money than me, except Reach, because he is the free-to-play GOAT. If he does decide to still go free-to-play or not, but it's really up to him. All this, I can't really do stage rankings since I'm not level 105, but I have the 15th strongest character currently, because I just reached 3 million. But this is basically the strongest character at the moment, with a strong RMG, with a good gangster set. My plan is to get her to gangster eventually, because gangsters, I prefer gangster over primal, just because in Club Boss Boros you'll do more damage with gangster, especially with a 5-star awakening, because then you'll get her to follow up 4 times after every turn. So over time you will do more damage than just having a primal set. But primal is good for PvP, because when I use primal set on my RMG, I took out or lessened the health of the front row as well most of the time, the units, which is actually really useful. So I could actually kill 2 units with 1 ult instead of just 1 in the back row, which was actually really neat. And unfortunately with the server merge, we did have people leaving our club and moving on to the strongest club, since I did win the whole tournament again for the 2nd time running. So GG's to Miso Spicy, but yeah, that's the game's the game. The survival of the fittest, it is what it is. Also, in the last update, I was 9.5 million BP, so within a month I've reached up to 13.3 million, which is freaking insane, because I nearly jumped like 4 million VP in 1 month, which isn't realistic really, but I did spend all of my materials onto RMG, so that's why I probably buffed up really high now, because I was saving a lot of my materials until I got RMG, so kinda happy with my progress at the moment. And now I'll go over the arena stuff, because especially in Peak Arena for like 3 weeks in a row running now, I've been consistently in the top 10, which is surprising. I've just been cusping the purple, the purple border now, which is actually pretty cool, which is very surprising because I don't focus on PvP, but I think in the hero, I'm like 11th in the hero, but then in the villain I think I'm either 10th or something. I can't see myself, where the hell am I? I am... what is that? 10th. Yeah, I'm 10th. And then hero I am 11. Which, yeah, I'm very shocked by, but I think, well, for starters, what I found very interesting as well, that the servers that are on this Peak Arena range from 50 to 54. And it doesn't range from 48 to 51 like in my regular server merge, which is quite interesting. So I guess the people within this server range isn't really enough to beat me, which I am honestly surprised, but it is what it is. The purple border is pretty cool, but once I do get the live clash border, which I am on track for at the moment, which I'll go over really soon, then I'll probably replace it for that. But this is a pretty nifty feature to achieve every week, which I'm actually really surprised about. So speaking on Live Clash, I'm currently ranked 46 and I have 155 more points left in order to reach 2800, which is needed to get the Arena Master, and then I can unlock the Live Clash border. If you look currently on my spreadsheet, I'm currently on track with, I should reach the 2800 threshold within 3 to 2 more days left out of the 4 days remaining from when I'm recording this at the very moment. So I will be on track to get into Live Clash border hopefully, unless I do have a day or two where I'm unable to do Live Clash sessions for personal reasons, which I really hope not, but I don't know. But yeah, this is really exciting because the border is pretty neat, especially since now, during July, since ATT did get announced as the next LSSR, she's going to change the live clash scene drastically, and it's going to be really hard to push for 2800 again. And I got uni and other stuff, so it's going to be really hard to put all of my hours into this game again. So thank God I pushed for it now, and thank God Mai has helped me a bit to easily ban and save all of my important units in live clash. So oh yeah, and I'd like to thank all those who gave me a free win, either if they couldn't beat me so they threw on purpose, or they also threw just to help me out. I do notice that, so I really appreciate it, guys, because I really just wanted to push to 2800 because I'm really close on not getting it. But I don't think I'll be able to give out any free wins now because I've really cut the corner here and I might not get the live clash thing. But if I do, which hopefully I should on time, then I can. And especially now the next season's coming on, I'm only going to play live clash to just get the 6 battles played to get the 100 gems per day. So then if I still play live clash, then the rest of my games I'll normally just throw a lot of them. So appreciate your guys' support. And I'll also go through the arena really quick. I got pushed back to 14, which I was 12th not that long ago. Yeah, how dare you, Brisket? Oh my god, it's always been a back and forth between him and I. Anyways, so I wanted to go over this real quick because I did get a recording at like the very start of the server merge where I was 6 and I fought against the Cruiser, who was at the time the strongest person from server 51 where I originated from, and I managed to beat him luckily in a PvP match. So I might show you that now because that was a big achievement for me personally, just because I basically beat the highest person on my server alone. So I'll show you that gameplay real quick. So yeah, I'm really happy that my PvP team can go against certain people, but not against the whales that have like a massively nuked out Genos. So those people, and especially like Watchdog Man, I'm just going to keep away from those people. But I think I will battle really quick Brisket again because we do have victories over him back and forth all the time. So I'm going to test my lineup with a Mai real quick and see if I can beat him. There we go, I've reclaimed my spot again. Get lost, Brisket. Now I'm just under the cusp of the top 10. Now I won't be doing my club challenges in this video. I just didn't do my attempts so I can show off the lineups that I can do good damage against, because I have 3 lineups that I want to talk to you guys about. So now this is currently the lineup that I did the most damage on and where I got 460 million damage. I got this lineup from Cryon when he either released a video or was on his live stream. I forgot where, but on his YouTube channel a couple days ago. I saw this and it actually helped me out a lot. So this is one viable lineup if you do have what you call it, a My Mask. Since you can speed up Zombie Man and G4's debuffs with Injury and Shadow real quick onto Boros, and then RMG can attack straight after, so you get the debuff straight away. This was also the other lineup that I was using before my new one with the Mai. Child Emperor, I'm using him because he buffs up everyone's, or those in the same row as him, so RMG's ult damage after he attacks, so that's why his speed is also first for me. And then I use his Shatter as well to inflict the Shatter on Club Boss Boros instead for G4. So this lineup I also found success in, so you can try this lineup out. This is a bit more free to play friendlier, excluding Giro Giro, but this is probably the most money friendly lineup that you can get that I find to do more than 400 million damage on. With Garo, you can also replace him with a Mai. I haven't tested this lineup with a Mai yet, since I used the new setup with a Mai, just that setup and not this one. So this one's also pretty viable as well. And then my original lineup was this setup with G4 in it, which is also still pretty good. I just find that I have the less amount of max damage with this lineup than compared to the other two. But G4 is a good character to use since he does have Shatter and he's Gangster. Or especially him with Gangster set is pretty good as well, because his basic attack is pretty good and his ult is also really good. And his charge damage at that makes him pretty viable against bosses as well, since he does do a lot of damage. And this is my current progress for the new Resist invasion that came out at the start of the month. I haven't done my attempts yet because I wanted to show off my lineups with you at the moment, but currently my progress is that I just do about 100 million damage per attempt, so I do get 200 at the end of it, so then I just get enough to open the tier 4 chest, which I have not gotten any orange gears or anything unfortunately, which is really shit. With that, because there's been a lot of people, especially in my club, that do get more damage than me, especially those that I know I'm a bit more powerful against, but they still do more damage than me. This is my current lineups at the moment. I normally only get like 2 to 3 out of 5 in this battle. Normally I get 5 out of this battle in terms of the injury, and then this is my regular team at the moment, so I don't really know where to improve here. If anyone has any tips on how they managed to do a lot more damage against this boss here, if you can leave in the comments down below what you guys have done, because I really want to do a bit more. I won't be able to get like 200 million in a bit to unlock Garo, but I do want to do more damage on this because I am struggling at the moment. I don't know what the meta and all of the good team lineups are with this game mode, so I don't know if it's these ones I need to improve more or if it's just my final team in general. So I will have to try to research how to be more better in this game mode of the Resist invasion. Other than that, I'll check my bag real quick. I just want to show you that these are my current vouchers at the moment, so I'm halfway there with the keepsake vouchers. I just got the 4 keepsake vouchers from the bingo today, so that's also really good. And I am missing the 3 keepsake vouchers from the sigil pack, which you can buy at the end of every month, or you can buy 2, but I normally try to save them at the end of every month. I don't know if I will buy this one because I might not have enough gems for the black tickets at the start of July, since I keep spending all my fucking gems on buff gears and being super unlucky towards. But I will have enough tickets, keepsake tickets, to get ATT's keepsake during her rerun, so that's no sweat for me. So I don't really need to rush getting the extra 3 keepsake vouchers. And with these black tickets, unfortunately, I will not have enough for even Bomb during his debut, which is freaking... I don't even know. I am so unlucky with my pulls. I think, well, I haven't pulled anyone under 100, but I really want to pull someone under 100. But if they do delay Bomb, because I don't think he will be out in September, even though it's been my timeline for quite a while, because that seems a bit too close, because Gira came out in May, and it hasn't really been like 6 months since, Gira meta. So I really don't know. They might put like Drive Knight or Siru in place of Amai's slot, since Amai was supposed to be a banner pool, but then turned out to be a hero backup stick. So I don't know about that situation, so I don't really know if I want to pull for Bomb or not during his debut, and especially if I do play the gamble that I don't pull for Bomb, because then he'll be in the hero backup stick, which will be shit for free-to-play players. So I really hope that he still does get put in the banner, but it'll help me personally if he is put in the hero backup stick. But I really don't know with Mewtwo. They are a bunch of, I don't know, man. Go over the laboratory really quick, because we had the Gira raid up event. So he was level 2 before this, and now he's up to level 5, because I didn't get enough of these whatever sphere things to get to level 6. But yeah, this is alright for now. I do have his second, core thing, which is good against PvE especially, because that's really useful, because we do more ult damage. So this is really useful against Club Boss Boros. That's how I've been able to like jump from 385 to like 460 million damage now on my Club Boss Boros within like a week or so. So that's also really good. And other than that, everyone else now on average should be around level 6 now because of the raid up event, since I spent like 300 vouchers on it, so that's pretty good. And I also want to show you my progress on the Hero X Villain. So last time in May I was at Cycle 7 Stage 10, and now I'm at Cycle 8 Stage 5. This is because the addition of RMG on the villain side and then Amai on the hero side has now pushed me pretty drastically to Cycle 8. Where now Cycle 8 it's like really hard, so that's why you see videos from like Mass X releasing like up to stage 17. So no one yet has been on Cycle 9, because now this is supposed to be a very long time investment to do over like months and months. So we're gonna have to wait and see whenever anyone gets further than Cycle 8. But yeah, this is good progress for now. As you can see, a lot of people are stuck on stage 10 at the moment, which I wonder who it is up against, but that's where everyone is currently up to, all the big people on my server. And in regards to my training center, all this I think might have been increased by 1 or 2 tiers now. It's all on tier 8. I can't really push that high into it. Cryon was like tier 12 or 13 with it, which is freaking insane. I think he's all the way up to this buff, or probably this one now. But yeah, nothing really much changed in this, just the Esper went up to 39. But other than that, that's all the same. And now with my member training, I have 2 units from every type as my leaders now, which balances out everything and all my resources. So that's why my skill training now, my cap's 92 instead of, I think it was like 82 last time. Because I had like 3 of each grappler and Esper, which I had to share my books around, but now they're shared around, so I have a higher cap now. And I'm about to reach red quality on these hopefully by July, so hopefully next update you can see one red one, but I don't know how long they'll take, so we'll see about that. And I do have 12 out of 16 slots. I don't really plan to open any more of these since they cost a lot of gems, but if I do need to in the future, then I will upgrade so. And lastly, I'll go through all of the Saitama features here. So with these talent trees, I've unlocked all of these special stats now. So now I'm just focusing from Supreme all the way to Novice, the attack stats first. So this will buff up my RMG even further, and then I'll work on HP straight after. And with my memory cards, I am currently working on this one to finish off all the reduction bonuses and whatnot for every type, and they give you the most BP anyway, so I'm nearly done with all of this now because I've done all the Grapple and Espeler memories, so now I'm just working my way backwards till eventually I finish them all off. So I think I finished 52, which when I watched Gamma's update video this week, I am ahead of him by 2, which I'm also very surprised about, so that is pretty good. I have a win over him in that regard. And speaking about Gamma, in his update video, he did talk about that who he would pull for between Sonic V2 and Gale Wind So I'm also going to go through my thought process for those characters at the moment as well. So I did state in a lot of videos prior that I am going to pull for Gale Wind over Sonic V2. And that's just because Gale Wind will be a lot more better for me in terms of PvE, because he can stun up to 3 people with his keepsake, which I will have enough keepsake tickets to pull for during his rerun. So in that regard, I'm gonna get Gale Wind over Sonic V2. The reason why I'm not pulling for Sonic V2, because he is a great character to pull for, and he is one of the must-haves. But firstly, he's back row damage. It does do a bit more than RMG, but I already have RMG, so I already have someone to fill for that in that regard. But I do not have a duelist slot for Bomb Meta, so that might be a downfall. But once Hellfire Flame comes out in the backup stick, hopefully, then he should fill for my duelist slot, since he buffs up his shields even further. So in that regard, that's why I haven't chosen Sonic V2. Another reason is because since I do have Amai now, in regards to PvP and speed order, since Amai does speed up the whole row, he fills in for that regard, because when you 5-star limit break Sonic, he increases the speed of his row. So that's why he's really useful more in PvP than PvE. So I currently have substitutes for Sonic V2 is what I'm saying, so that's why I won't get Sonic V2 and instead pull for Gale Wind, because he'll be a lot more better in my team compositions, like Gamma said as well, especially for PvE content, and his stuns are absolutely amazing, so that's why I've preferred to go for Gale Wind rather than Sonic. But if you have enough tickets to do so, you can pull for Sonic V2 instead of Gale Wind, or you don't have to pull for any of them and wait until the SSR Plus era comes out, because there are lots of good units during that era, so you do want to save up for that. Speaking of which, I do plan to release a SSR Plus guide. I was gonna do that during this month, but I've heard Gamma said that he was gonna make a tier list video on that, so I might push that back now, because there are 26 SSR Plus characters overall, which is a shit ton. So I was going to split it into like a 2 or 3 part series, talk about each of them, but I think I will make a video first on how they all work and how their awakening works, because there's a lot different, and then I'll go through the character details later on in like the year. So if you do want to hear about that, because if you do want to plan, because you should probably plan for which SSR Plus characters you want to pull for, since you definitely need at a minimum 180 tickets, and you can't be lucky and pull in 10 or 20 for example. So I might do that in the future, but that will probably be within the next month or so. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and feel free to comment down below on any questions about my video or possible future content. Until next time.